Hi guys, it's Kirako here, back with another speed build. Today we're building a vampire nightclub, which was actually like super fun to build. I actually ended up building this at nighttime, and you're gonna see all these like lights glow up, and it's gonna look actually really cool. So I'm really happy with how this build turned out, and please let me know what you guys think. And you know, if you guys have any headcanons or ideas about this build, of course comment them down below, because I love just, I don't know, like coming up with these cool stories with you guys, and your brains always amaze me. And yeah, anyways, let's get into it. So basically, this is a super random idea that I had. I really love the vampire genre personally. I think it's just so fun, and there's so many different things you can do with it. So I knew I wanted to do something vampire themed, but I've done like a lot of like old things recently. Does that make sense? Like old buildings and that kind of thing, like very removed from like modern society. And I wanted to do something very modern. I want to do like modern, like really cool kind of vampires, you know what I mean? So that's kind of what I was going for here. This is like a modern take on what like city vampires, you know, would be like, and where they would go, you know, clubbing and stuff. So this is just like a really cool nightclub atop this building. Obviously it would probably, you know, have to be like specifically a nightclub. I don't think they would be able to operate during the daytime because, you know, vampires and sunlight, and ooh, that wouldn't work out so well. So this is a night specific nightclub. You can see we got these really cool like pools of, you know, red water that kind of looks like blood. I don't think it's like actually blood. I just kind of really liked like the, you know, glowing red feeling of it. And I will say that a lot of like the aesthetics in this build are kind of inspired by like more old school vampire aesthetics, you know what I mean? Like I was a little bit inspired by like Buffy the Vampire Slayer a little bit, which is ironic because I've actually never seen that show. I know some people are gonna be really mad at me for that, but I will try to watch it at some point. But just in terms of like what I'm familiar with that show, I really like just like the old 90s vampire thing, you know, like the, you know, the purple and reds and the really intense colors and the really cool costumes and the leather jackets, you know what I mean? That's kind of what I was thinking of when I was building this, you know, just that kind of vibe. But yeah, these are party vampires. They love going out to nightclubs and hanging out, you know, like they're cool vampires. They're not like old, decrepit, you know, blood-sucking in a castle vampires. They are, you know, take your victims to a club kind of vampire. And like, yeah, anyways, I did have the idea that this club is like run by vampires for vampires, so it's kind of like a safe space for them, I guess you could say. Definitely would not be a safe space for humans, but I like the idea that this is like where they come to, you know, be one with their kind, and just kind of, you know, let loose as vampires, you know, maybe bring, like I said, you know, quote unquote meals here, you know, they're, you know, human victims. They could bring them here, and then just like literally like kill them and drink their blood in front of everyone, and like no one would stop them because they're all vampires and they all like protect each other. You know, it's kind of morbid now that I explain it, you know, out loud to myself, but that is what I was thinking for like how this place would operate, you know. But you can see over here we got this really cool like dance floor and like this outdoor bar area. I really like how this build turned out. Like I haven't recently like experimented with lighting that much. But in this one I really did. I wanted to push myself and try to do something, especially since it was like at nighttime, and it's like outdoors and on a roof. I really wanted to play with lighting a lot. And I feel like I was pretty successful personally. I'm really happy with how this turned out, to be honest, because I just like, I've never played with lighting this much before, and I think it looks so cool, and it's just, I'm a big fan. Anyways, over here's our DJ booth. So yeah, there's gonna be a vampire DJ, I guess. And you have that really cool like blood red moon. Which, you know, the moon tends to be like a iconic like werewolf kind of thing, but in this case I thought that it would work since it's like a blood red moon, and it's just like a reminder of like the nighttime, so like they I don't know, it's just like a really cool light. I just really wanted it there for like a really cool, you know, visual touch. But you can see I'm just kind of like putting down, you know, bar stools and seats like wherever I need to. You know, there's a lot of open space here, so I wanted to fill it up and make it seem really like a lot of vampires were here. This is a pretty large club, so I do imagine that there are like a lot of vampires in the city. Maybe this is like New York City. You know, probably New York, just because there's like a lot of people there and all these high rises, so I guess it would make sense that there would be a lot of vampires there too. I don't know, maybe. But as we move along, I just want to talk a little bit about like vampire genre stuff with you guys, because it, like I said, it's one of my favorite, you know, horror genres and one of my favorite, you know, monster tropes. And there's so much vampire content out there. Like, let's see, what can we talk about? I recently rewatched What We Do in the Shadows, which is a wonderful comedic take on vampires. So highly suggest checking it out. The original movie I'm talking about. I haven't seen the show yet, but I heard it's good, so maybe I'll check that out as well. But let me know what you guys think if you've seen that before, and if you haven't, definitely watch it. It's so freaking funny. I'm a huge fan of Taika Waititi, and I think he's a fantastic director. So definitely check out that movie. So that's like a comedic take on vampires. That's not really like the vampires that be going to this club. Like I said, there's like Buffy the Vampire Slayer kind of vampires. There's the Twilight vampires, you guys. I've recently rewatched the Twilight series, just for fun. And they're actually like so much more entertaining than I remember them being. I know they get so much crap, and I know people are gonna roll their eyes at me, but my God, those movies are so fun, you guys. I'm a shameless lover of them. That's not to say they're amazing movies, but they are very fun, I will say. The first one though, like, it was like way better than I remembered it being, just because it's so like I don't know how to explain it. It's very camp, but it's also very like moody. Like, it's very like, I don't know, like the blue tone throughout that movie, and just like all the dialogue, it's so moody, and so like teen drama-y, and I freaking love that stuff, you guys. Like, guilty pleasure or not, it's just like, I love it. It's so fun. But let me know what you guys think, if you guys are Twilight fans. I've never read the book before. I probably won't ever read them, but if, one of you guys think it's worth reading, I may check it out. But yeah, anyways, so there's the Twilight vampires, there's like comedic vampires. What other vampires can we talk about? There's like the old school, like the Dracula vampires, like the live in a castle, and, you got fair maidens and stuff, like that kind of vampire stuff. I think I might in the future do like an old school vampire castle kind of thing. But it seems like a really huge undertaking, so, maybe not anytime soon, just because I'm super busy right now with school and work and stuff. But maybe. I've really wanted to do something like that for a while. We are on the interior of this build now. I finished up the exterior. And the interior is going to reflect a lot of the exterior, especially in terms of lighting. Usually I would bring in like overhead lights that light up the whole room, because it just like lets me see better and it's easier to build that way. But in this one, I didn't want it to be too bright. I really wanted to like maintain this like really moody, like dark club kind of feel. So instead we just like scratch the overhead lights, and we just go like purely with these like neons lining the wall. And it just like casts this like really cool glow over everything, and I don't know, I'm just really happy with how this turned out. I feel like in my future builds, I'm definitely going to try experimenting with lighting more. It's really not like something I've explored that much, like I said, and I feel like I could do a lot more with my builds if I like really focus on lighting. So if you guys have any like lighting tips, or little advice or tricks, or even like custom content lighting that you recommend, please let me know, because it's something that I definitely want to play with more. Anyways, in here we have like the main bar area. I have these really cool like bar shelves in the back, and we're just gonna have like a line of stools, and yeah. I've been talking about this with my friends recently, just like vampires for some reason. I think it's because I've been watching a lot of vampire content. But if vampires were real, and you guys learned that they were real, and you had the opportunity to become a vampire, would you? Would you? I don't know. Like, I've been thinking about it a lot, and I do not know. I need to think about it more, and I need to discuss it with more people, because like the idea of eternal life is very attractive to me, but at the same time, I don't know. The killing and the blood drinking, you guys, I don't know. But like the teenage, fantasy part of me wants to say, yeah, I want to be a really cool vampire, and I want to like, I don't know. I think that's just like the part of my brain that really like romanticizes vampires. But whatever. Let me know what you guys think, and how you would feel if vampires were real. But you did see that bar for a second there. I like put a bunch of drinks on there. I imagine like all those drinks are obviously different cocktails of blood. I think that like in this world, particularly like in my particular idea of what vampires are in this universe, I think that they like, how traditionally vampires can eat human food. That is the same in my universe here, but I do imagine that they can like mix blood with other things, like blood cocktails, like fancy blood drinks. I'm sorry, I know this is kind of gory for some people. Not everyone is like as comfortable thinking about this stuff, but I don't know, I think it's so fun to explore this this really bloody, gruesome genre. Anyway, so we have this really cool dance floor over here. We got the same moon up there. I guess it's like a motif in this build. Lining all the walls. We're gonna put in some extra seating. And then let's see, yeah, more seating back here, and then we're gonna have like a dark hallway that's gonna lead into this like back office space, and that's where like the head vampire is gonna be. That's where like the club owner, where his office is, or you know, where their office is. And I feel like I don't know, I just feel like I really want to know what you guys think of, you know, who would run this club, like who created this, what kind of vampire is that person, like are they a new vampire, are they like super old, you know, like why did they create the club, you know. I kind of imagine a little bit like the club owner is kind of like running like a weird like vampire mafia and like doing like really secretive underground vampire stuff, and they use like the club as a little bit of a front for that. I don't know, I just thought there could be like some really cool, you know, headcanons about like who the club owner is. So definitely let me know what you guys think. You know, what kind of person would do this, and you know what their motives and their intentions are. But this is their office that I'm setting up now. We got these like cool candles, which I guess I'm scrapping. Oh no, yeah, okay. And they have a typewriter, because they're old school, you know, like maybe they're not like as adapted to new tech yet, I don't know, but they have a typewriter, which I thought was pretty cool. Maybe it's like a really like famous typewriter, like it belonged to like a super famous, you know, writer, like I don't know, maybe it's like Hemingway's typewriter or something, I don't know, and they like have it because maybe they were friends with that famous author or something, I don't know, but I feel like that could be a pretty cool idea. And then we have this little fridge next to their desk, and obviously that's a little fridge of like extra like blood supply, and that's like really fancy blood, like super like, you know, top-notch, top-shelf kind of blood. They have a little neon sign that says, "What are you afraid of?" which I feel like is super intimidating and totally on point for this vampire to have. They have this really cool, like, purple area of seating, so they could have, you know, guests over and, like, you know, VIP vampires and stuff like that. And some human skulls because, you know, this is obviously going to be a little bit gory sometimes, so they probably definitely kill people in that office, and those are their skulls. And then back here we're going to have, let's see. Oh no, I guess we're done with the office. And now we're going to finish up the rest of the club. We're just going to put in some more back seating over here, and then that's about it for this vampire club. I'm so freaking happy with how this turned out, you guys. Like, I feel like this was definitely like something new for me. Like I said, experimenting with lighting, and just kind of, you know, exploring this concept, I feel like was just really fun. So I'm so excited to see what you guys think and what your, you know, brains come up with, because like I feel like there's so much potential for, you know, ideas about this world and who these vampires are and like what the culture of the vampires are here and stuff, you know. And also, what is the name of this nightclub? Because I don't have a name for it. You know, it could be called, I don't know, like, I don't know. I don't want to come up with one because I know that you guys are going to come up with better ones, and I'm just going to wait for those. So whatever, you know, name ideas that you guys have, please let me know, because I feel like you guys are going to be amazing and come up with such cool stuff, and I'm really excited to read it. Anyways, it is Friday. I hope you guys had a wonderful week. I hope you guys enjoyed our first week of Spooky Month. I definitely did. I feel like we're gonna have so many cool videos, and I really like what we've done so far, and I love October, you guys. I love Halloween, if you couldn't tell. I love this kind of stuff, and I'm just having a really good time. Anyways, as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.